Before the 90 days, where love is online, the math is never mathing, and common sense missed the flight. I'm recapping the nonsense, the scams, and the audacity. You're watching Kinda Unhinged. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another Before the 90 Days video, and we are on season 8, episode 16. So we begin this episode with Forrest and Sheena, and Forrest is still trying to weigh out his options of moving to the Philippines or coming back to the US and trying to get a job and bring Sheena over in about a year. So she decides to take him to a resort, and they are intimate for the first time. And apparently, it was so great for Forrest that he has decided that, you know what? I think I am going to move to the Philippines to be with Sheena because I feel like we're already married at this point. And all I have to do is break it to my mom, but she's going to be really upset. But this is what I feel like I need to do. And good luck with that because his mom is going to flip. So then we catch back up with Lisa and Daniel, and the chief priest has told them that they need to bring 2 yams, a goat, and some money so that they can be spiritually cleansed before they can proceed with their marriage. So, of course, we see them going to buy the yams, and she gets irritated with him because he's not negotiating well. So, when they get to the goat, the guy tells them that it's gonna cost about 200 US for a goat. And she's like, I'm not paying that. And he immediately knocks it down. Obviously, he was trying to scam her, probably because he's American and he thinks that she doesn't know any better. So he knocks the price down. And then Daniel, I guess he wanted to feel like the man. He was like, no, we're not gonna pay that either. We're gonna pay 45. And I'm thinking, why didn't you do that with the yams? Now you want to learn how to negotiate? But anyway, they get the goat, they get the yams, and they head over to the priest. And when they get there, the guy is screaming at them as soon as they get to the door. And let me be clear, I'm not trying to knock anyone's culture or anything like that, but this guy was doing a lot. And Lisa was nervous, she was scared, and I didn't blame her one bit. So she comes in, they sit down, and the guy's yelling, and he says, put the money here. So Daniel puts some money in the pot, and he's like, that's not enough. Put more. And Lisa's like, just give him all the money that I gave you. Just put it all in there. So he puts all the money in there, and then the guy asks the ancestors which one of these people came for the cleansing. Was it the man or the woman? And they said the woman. So he asked Daniel what she did. And Daniel tells him that she's been with women and she's been married 5 times and she's currently married to a woman. So the priest goes through with the ceremony, and at the end of it, he tells her that she's cleansed. And he asks her if she's going to mess up again. And she says no. And he said, well, if you do, they're going to come after you. So after all of that, Lisa and Daniel have been cleared to get married. So, of course, now she is completely relieved. So then we catch up with Josh and Elise, and Josh is still feeling hurt about what Elise insinuated about him, that he was just using her for money, and they're barely speaking. But he decides to extend an olive branch, and he asks her if she wants to go get out of the apartment, go to the beach. So while they're at the beach, he explains to her why he was so upset. And he says that he's not trying to use her, he's not trying to use Nat, he's not using anybody. And he says that he wants to prove it to her and show her that she can trust him, because if he can't do that, then they don't need to be together. It's not going to work out. So she agrees to that and she apologizes. So before Emma leaves Morocco, she decides to stop by and see Zied, I guess to try to get some closure. But she doesn't really get it from him because he's pretty cold to her. He doesn't really care, like he's pretty much over the whole thing. And Emma basically says that she's not going to give up on love. She's going to keep trying until she finds someone. And that's the spirit. These two didn't work out. So move on, find somebody else that you're more compatible with. Then we see Rick trying to fit in with Trisha's family. He goes with her dad to fetch water, and he starts trying to wash clothes with Trisha. And they're like washing them on their hands basically. And Trisha's like, you remember when you said I was bougie? And he was like, yeah. She was like, I'm not bougie. I've never had a washing machine. This is how I've always washed my clothes. And he was like, yeah, I gotta take that back. And she tells him that he really needs to seriously think about having a child with her because her dad wants an answer before they leave, and they are due to leave very soon. And he's like, well, what would happen if I don't want to have kids? And Trisha says that she really wants to have kids because she wants them to have something that she didn't have when she was growing up. Because her mom left her dad when she was only 1 years old and ran off with another man, and she hasn't seen her since. And because her dad raised her, she wants to give him grandchildren and she wants to have children. And of course, Rick is feeling bad about that. He wants her to be able to have kids, but he's not sure that he wants more kids. And he knows that financially he's not able to provide for another child at this moment. So then we see Elise go to Josh's job and she asks like one of his coworkers, is he there? And he's like, no, he's not here right now. And she's like, he does work here, right? And they're like, yeah, this is his desk. He can come in, sit at his desk, you know. So she does that because I guess she was skeptical that he even had a job. And then we see her going down to the dock where the boats are because he sells boats for a living. And he takes her out on one of the boats and she asks him about what happened the night that he crashed his company's boat. And he said that he took some of Nat's friends out that were like potential clients. And he wanted to like show them a good time, show them the boat, hoping that they would buy a boat in the future from him. And when he was coming back in, the water was, I guess, kind of shallow. And the boat hit some rocks or something and it damaged the boat. So she's like, well, did you pay for the damage already? And he's like, yeah, I already paid for the damage with another boat commission that I had. After that, I didn't get any of the money. The money just went straight to the damages, so it's already taken care of. And Elise was kind of annoyed that of course he was with Nat when he damaged the boat. And he's like, you know what? Would it ease your mind if you, me, and Nat all hung out and you could see us together and maybe you could see the dynamic? Would that put your mind at ease a little bit? And she's like, yeah, I think I'd want to do that. So then we see Aviva taking her pregnancy test, and unfortunately for her, she was not pregnant. So she was very disappointed because she desperately wanted to be pregnant by the end of this trip and she wanted to be engaged because she's worried that when she goes home, that Stig might go back to normal and he might cheat on her. And to cheer her up, Stig decides to take her to the Mayan ruins and they're walking around, they're having a good time. And Aviva is starting to feel closer to him and she's feeling a little bit better about them not being pregnant. And he asks her if she wants to walk up to the top and she's like, yes. So they start walking up there and then he stops and he gets down on his knee and she turns around and he proposes to her. And Aviva is so happy. This is what she wanted. She wanted to be engaged by the end of this trip and now she's engaged. So Trisha's dad and uncle pull Rick and Trisha to the side and they have a shot together and they're asking him how's his vacation and he said it's great. He's getting to know Trisha more and he's falling in love with her more and more every day. And they're like, that's great. Have you thought about if you want to have kids with her? And he's like, well, I need more time to think about it. I'm not sure yet. And her uncle gets upset and he's like, if you don't know if you want to have kids with her or not, if you're just wasting her time, then we'll keep her and you can just move on. So then we catch back up with Elise and Josh and they are preparing to go meet up with Nat. And Elise is really looking forward to it because she wants to get to the bottom of what's going on between Josh and Nat. Because she said they text all day and they are too emotionally tied for her. So when they get to the bar, Elise brings that up and she says, you guys are like emotionally tied to each other and it's too much. And Nat was like, of course we are. We're best friends. And then Elise says, well, he's financially dependent on you and I don't like that. And Nat says, well, I mean, he's borrowed money, but he's always paid it back. I'm not taking care of him financially. But Elise doubles down and says, she's emotionally supporting you and financially supporting you. So what do you need me for? And Josh gets irritated and he's like, we've both told you that she's not financially supporting me. What are you talking about? And Nat's like, yeah, if you say that one more time, I'm going to lose it. And then she says, when I leave, are you going to go back and live with Nat? And he's like, I mean, yeah, I probably would, but it's only going to be short term. And she's like, this is weird. Why are you guys acting like I'm the weird one? This is weird. I bet I could ask everyone in this bar and they're all going to agree with me. And Josh is like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. It's going to be embarrassing for you. And she's like, no, I'll ask him. And then she stands up and she announces to the entire bar, my boyfriend is living with this woman rent free. Like, do you guys think that's weird? And one of the girls is like, well, did you already know about it? She's like, no, he lied to me about it. And they're like, no, it's weird. Then she asks another girl and she's like, no, I wouldn't like that either. And I wouldn't like it either. Like, let's be honest. I don't think a lot of people would be comfortable with their boyfriend living with another woman that's allegedly his best friend. Like, that's weird. And then you lied about it. And at this point, Nat has had it. And she's like, she's a psycho. She's toxic. I'm not going to sit around here for this. She gets up and she walks out. And then Elise walks off. So Josh goes and checks on Nat. And then we see Elise walk back up and she's like, of course you're here checking on her. Of course you went after her. You didn't go after me. And Josh is like, you know what? I'm done. And he walks away from her. And that's where this episode ended. You guys let me know what y'all thought about it in the comments down below. Do you think that Josh and Nat were in the right, or do you think that Elise was in the right? Personally, I think Elise was completely right. Now, was it a little bit crazy to get up in front of the whole bar and scream that out? Yeah. But when two people are trying to make you feel nuts when you know that what you're saying is not crazy, then sometimes you do crazy things. Maybe that makes me toxic. I don't know. But that was it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want more 90 Day Fiancé content, then go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.